Today on the channel we say Yo Joe with the Super 7 Ultimate Cartoon Edition Roadblock.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Super 7 Ultimate unboxing and review. And today, we got one of my all-time favorite G.I. Joe characters, as we got the OG Roadblock. But for all your Roadblock needs and a whole lot more, hit up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10% on all in-stock items, anything over $99. Does ship free, and of course, flat rate $7.95 shipping, now a thing as well. Have a feeling this guy is sold out, though, as we've seen a lot of Super 7s as of late. If you didn't get in on the pre-order, it is very tough to get some of these figures. There's always a few extras floating around, but they go pretty quick, and then you're stuck to the eBay prices of the world. And I have to imagine Roadblock going to be a fairly expensive one in the future, as not a lot of these Roadblocks seem to get out that way. And it really leads to believe, where are we going with this G.I. Joe Ultimate line? It's been pretty quiet from San Diego Comic-Con. I did talk to Brian Flynn at San Diego Comic-Con. He said, yes, more Joes will be coming. Just stay tuned. But we haven't heard anything as far as a new wave or anything. There is, that Cobra Immortal coming from, I believe, Walmart as a shared exclusive with the Super 7 store. It's going to be very interesting to see where things go with Super 7 in the future and the G.I. Joe brand. And I should mention, head over to Super 7's website, use code KYLEP at checkout to support the channel if you wish. But Roadblock, like I said, a favorite of mine, one of the classic Joe characters, one of my favorite Joe characters for many years. And of course, when Flint was putting that Tiger Force team together, you knew Roadblock was one of the first persons on his lips that he brought over to the Tiger Force. So always great to have a good Roadblock figure in the collection. And of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So without further ado, let's see what Roadblock's up to. No slipcase, no cardboard cover. What you see is what you get out of Roadblock right here. But Roadblock looking really good with those very fashionable orange pants. Man, that's a fashion man if I ever saw him walking the runways in Milan when he's not with the Joe team, is what I have heard. Also, making up a mean dish or two. Of course, one of the greatest cooks of all time is one Roadblock. Extra heads, hands, all kinds of stuff in the package there. G.I. Joe Classic logo at the top. Dog tag down here says Roadblock Heavy Machine Gunner. A dude that does not mess around. And my favorite all-time Roadblock moment is definitely with Cobra Commander in the G.I. Joe movie. Absolutely awesome, but a lot of good Roadblock stuff over the years, as we do know. On the back of the package, you got all the cross-sell kind of stuff, or not cross-sell, but all the details up there on the old computer screen. See what it says about our old friend Roadblock here. File name, Marvin Hinton. Marvin F. Hinton, for those keeping track at home. Primary specialty, infantry heavy weapons. Secondary military specialty, cook. He's cooking up stuff out on the battlefield, as we know. Born in Biloxi, Mississippi. Shout out to Mississippi. Beautiful this time of year. Grade E4. Roadblock. It's Ron Block. Roadblock's dream was to be a gourmet chef. He was working as a bouncer to earn money to attend the Escoffier School in France when an army recruiter convinced him that the army could train him to be a chef. Roadblock joined but found army menus and preparation techniques too appalling and transferred to the infantry. Qualified weapons expert. He was a big jacked up dude. They wanted him there. Two things I won't tolerate: someone who doesn't ask for seconds, and Cobra who won't lay down his weapon when he sees me coming. Oh my gosh. Two things I wouldn't tolerate either if I was a young Roadblock out there. But would love to try his cooking. Would love to try it. See you later. Goodbye. Plastic prison going on. Look at that. Oh, we got all kinds of stuff. Locked down with twist ties as well. And holy cow, making Todd McFarlane from the couch blush. We got so many twist ties holding him down. It's absolutely amazing here. Plastic prison, Roadblock. Going to take this offline. Get him out of the package. We'll be back talking all things fine dining and Roadblock. All right, we got Roadblock out of the package and probably takes the award this year in 2024 for most clip ties holding the figure down would go to this Roadblock. So got to protect your Roadblock at the end of the day. And you also got to protect the accessories. That's where we're going to start here. And we'll start with the hands. Roadblock, he came and he's not messing around. He's got 2 fists of fury. He's going to pound a Cobra's face in. He also might pound some chicken breast or something. Who knows what he might be up to. But we get all kinds of extra hands. We get the big gripping hands here to get that big heavy weapon, of course. 2 trigger hands, got to have those for Roadblock as well. And then we got 2 tight fisted hands that are, I guess, holding hands here. So choose your own hand adventure. Got the green gloves for Roadblock across the board here. Diving into his weapons, we got a little holster on the side there. Can hold a little knife. Got a little knife right here, a little dagger, a little dangerous weapon. Just in case your guns stop working, you got that little knife you can just give a little oomph to if you want to. We do got the standard classified issue G.I. Joe. Classified? I don't know about G.I. Joe classified, but standard issue G.I. Joe weapon here. You always saw the green shirts having this, and really shocked this line hasn't give us those green shirts, those generic Joes. That would be an army builder of all army builders. Not sure if this line's done or not, but I could see that in the future. We got to get those Joe green shirts going on. Then you got a little black pistol right here as well, ready to go for Roadblock. Now diving into a few other things, we got Roadblock's helmet. Do you like Roadblock with helmet on or helmet off? I guess depends if he's on the battlefield or in the kitchen. I wish he would have came with the chef's hat as a little extra accessory. A little chef's hat would have went a long way for old Roadblock. You can picture those Joe episodes, him working in the kitchen with the chef's hat on. Not to be, not to be. But we do get his big, heavy weapon here. Big old machine gunner, of course. He is the heavy for the Joe team as far as machine guns do go. Looking very good. You get the stand here if you need it, or if you don't need it, you can choose your own adventure, but all in a nice army green, like a green army man color on this one. You got all the bullets hanging out the side. You just see Roadblock just mowing down Cobra and everybody some his tanks just getting after it here, but looking good as far as the heavy duty weapon. And then we do get this that is a detachable, and you can stick it on his backpack if you want to. So another way to store some stuff if you need to here. Now you do get traditional straps that go over the arm, no plug into the back like we're used to with our G.I. Joes back in the day. Big orange backpack here for Roadblock, looking very good, but a little extra accessory action for him there. But now we're going to dive into old Marv himself. We're going to dive into the Roadblock head sculpts right out of the package. This is what I think of with Roadblock. When I close my eyes like I do many a nights and I think of Roadblock, this is what I think of. I love that cool 80s mustache going on. 2 big eyebrows up there. Mr. Clean bald head looking very good. 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose, and a mouth. Playing all those Roadblock human hits here. This is Roadblock, and this is what I think of once again from the cartoon. Now we do get a second head here, and we got a smiling version of Roadblock. And yeah, Roadblock smiled. He'd crack a joke or two along the way, but I don't think of him smiling. I just think of him with a guy with a heart of gold, super nice guy, but just more of a stoic, mad look all the time. He looks like a guy like, dude, that guy's mad, but no, he's not mad. He's pretty happy. He's a good guy. Like you on the couch, Todd McFarlane. You're always sitting there with that stoic face. I can never read your personality half the time, so I always stare down to your toes, read your toes. That's how I know if he's in a good mood or a bad mood. The more you know, folks. And then, of course, bad mood Roadblock right here, showing some teeth right there. One thing you could say about that Joe team, heck of a dental plan. White teeth there, mustache, all that going on, but an angry, angry head there. That's him really gunning everybody down is what's going on with that head right there. But now diving into Roadblock himself. Got the vest over the top, got a couple of grenades on there, looking good. A couple of pouches here and there. Got those very fashion-forward orange pants there with the camo top. Think of that classic camo top for Roadblock, of course. Talked about the gloved hands looking good. Got a spot for his knife over here on the side, a spot for his pistol here, so you can continue to store things on the figure if you want to. Big old power black boots down here, ready to tromp through any Cobra members if need be. At a moment's notice there. But a really good Roadblock figure. As far as what I think of with Roadblock, this is it. And I've said it before, and I'm saying it again right now. I've always wanted cartoon-accurate G.I. Joes in my collection, and that's what we get for the most part from this Ultimate line. Going to be real sad if the line is done. Hopefully they come out with some new announcements. We need to get some of those guys, some of those classic ones from the TV series back in the day. We'll see what happens. But articulation, head removable, of course, back and forth, side to side. Arms all the way around. Bicep cut, looking good. Single jointed elbows, side to side, but very tight on those elbows. I'm not going to force it after the Cliff Burton issues of a couple of weeks ago, months ago, what is time? We've had some issues with some of these arms not freeing, and then I had the same issue with Lemmy, but I was smart enough to know, coming off the Cliff Burton disaster, that it just wasn't clearly cut the way it needed to be. I had to go in with a razor blade and kind of cut in there a little bit. Hopefully your mileage may vary, but very, very tight on that elbow. I can feel a little bit of push there, but I don't want to risk it. Don't want to risk it. I spent too much money on these figures. Can't be breaking them all, that's for sure. Same thing on this side. So gonna need a little hair dryer action on old Roadblock here. Same thing with the legs. Very, very tight. Not a lot of movement, not a lot of space in here to move the leg. You can get it up there, of course, but very, very tight as far as leg goes. There it goes. It moves out. I'm just going to heat this guy up, give it a nice gentle hair dryer blow just to make sure, Same thing with the knees. Once again, there we go. Have to power through, but you can see right on the joint, a lot of times you'll see a little extra paint. That's dangerous because that's kind of gluing everything together, so you got to be careful. Worth heating some of these ones up. Some are easier than others, like this leg. Bends easy all day long, bending right away. A little bit of paint chipping out of there, but nothing terrible. But this one got a lot more paint on the joint, which means it could be susceptible to breakage. And nobody wants broken toys. Nobody wants to see a meltdown. You do. I know you do, because it's not your money, that's for sure. But looking good right there. Boot cut on him, ankles back, forth, side to side, up and down. Usual articulation here, but a very tight figure out of the package is old Roadblock. Old Marv himself, and he does fit on a Mattel ringside collectible stand. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. Whoa, stop the clock. We've truly hit a Roadblock. No pun intended, or all the puns intended, depending who you ask. But Roadblock here, I got him to the camera photography area. I started working with it, and man, oh man. First off, as I talked about, had to heat these joints up. Very, very stiff. Had to heat them up. That's fine. However, we know Super 7, they're not double jointed elbows. We know that whole rigmarole by now. But these single elbows on this one, very, very difficult to get into any kind of position with his weapon. So obviously the handgun is fine, but his big heavy-duty machine gun, the standard issue Joe rifle, very difficult to get him to any realistic kind of posing. I mean, he can hold it straight like this, which is pretty weird for weapons like this. Just very disappointing, the articulation. Now, Super 7 is not known for their deep articulation. We all get that. But this one, I think, being a little bit more muscle-bound, it is Roadblock, after all, a big dude. Just really, really limits this figure. You can't even hold his big machine gun in any kind of realistic way. As I said, the standard issue Joe Green Shirt rifle, problems with that as well. So, man, a very, very good-looking figure. This is what I think of when I think of old Roadblock. However, very, very limited as far as display ability on this guy, which is very unfortunate. How about that? Roadblock looking good. He can make me dinner anytime, that's for sure. Beautiful, beautiful figure right here. Got to heat him up, like I said, but besides that, playing a lot of those Roadblock hits I like so much here from the Super 7 line. But we do got a Roadblock from Classified. Choose your own Roadblock adventure. How do you prefer your Roadblock, I guess, at the end of the day? Classified line, very, very good. Love the Classified. Love the Tiger Force edition of this one as well. But, man, there's something special about this one. This is the Roadblock. When I sit and think and I close my eyes, like I said, this is what I think of. And I would love to see a retro Roadblock in the future. Have to imagine it's coming. I feel like it was already maybe pipeline announced, something like that. But I'm sure we're going to get one like this in the near future from the G.I. Joe Classified line. That retro line's got a lot of meat on the bone, as we do know. And we'll stay tuned to that, I guess, in the future as well. But there it is, Super 7 Ultimate Roadblock. What's your guys' thoughts on this one? Pick up, pass, long game, no game, all out game? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bells. We got videos every single day. And then some. We got even more content for you, of course, over there on Patreon. Patreon, best way to support this YouTube channel and all the content it brings. And you get early access to both of my YouTube channel videos. They all funnel to the Patreon. Appreciate the support over there. ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. Pick up a t-shirt. Don't forget SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, and now on TikTok. So for Roadblock and the G.I. Joe team, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.